Team Fortress 2 is a popular class-based team shooter, but one that has been filled with bots for the last 6 years. The developer, Valve, hasn't helped at all. Their half-baked solutions have done little against the bots. They tried to stop spam from the bots by limiting the in-game chat to paid accounts, but as the bots aren't being banned, they can safely use paid accounts to get around any restrictions, leaving free-to-play players without access to the full experience of the game, but the bots unaffected. Boycotting is often unpopular within the Team Fortress 2 community, but I'm going to present the case on why we should stop giving money to Valve through the game. First, it's important to understand how much money Team Fortress 2 actually makes for Valve. So I had a go at calculating TF2's revenue using an uncommon method I've not seen before involving the Strange Count Transfer tool. Now, this item was previously obtained through crafting using two strange parts, which was rarely done since strange parts are worth way more than it. But in Jungle Inferno, it was added as a bonus drop into cases coming after the gunmetal update. So using the odds of this bonus drop coming from the virtual economist's estimates, the chance of getting one of these from a case is around 2.5%. And between January 1st, 2023 and 24, 126,585 more of them appeared on backpack.tf. So by dividing that through the chance, we can determine 5,063,400 cases were unboxed in that year, giving a total revenue of $12,658,500 in 2023. Of course, not all of the game's revenue comes from cases, and a large part of it comes from man versus machine. So using the increase of bot killers over the same year period, number of each tour done can be determined, and then to determine 2 cities, you do the same with Australiums, but subtract the other 3 tours that drop Australiums, which will give the number of tickets for each tour, and as one ticket is $1, this can be used to give the total revenue. Some tickets do come from cases, but as using the odds of a bonus item from earlier, that will be around 100,000 across the whole year, which is relatively negligible, but our total value will be $3.5 million for the year. Combining these two numbers, we get a total revenue of 16 million, but this is excluding the Steam community market, which will be very difficult to calculate as Valve does not publish those numbers. So since most of the money comes from cases, you probably don't even have to stop playing MVM in order to get a significant impact on the game. While $16 million is a lot of money, it's not really that much in the grand scheme of things compared to the total income of Valve, which is estimated by Bloomberg to be $4.3 billion, but other estimates go up to $13 billion, which is a lot more than TF2 brings in. All this does beg the question, though, of what's the point in boycotting Team Fortress 2 if the money isn't that much for Valve? But it's not about making Valve poor or close down because they run out of money, but it's more that they will notice the dramatic loss of revenue from one source, and we're telling Valve that we don't continue to support the game in this state. 100 Twitter posts don't really show that quite as close to home as affecting their revenue, which is something they can see themselves. And they know that we're not just a vocal minority on Twitter. But it's also important that TF2 was Valve's first step into the free-to-play shooter game with an economy, which is exactly what CS2, their #1 title, is. CS2 is currently feeling the start of a cheater crisis, except they have an annual revenue of $1.5 billion, which is definitely significant to Valve. Valve also has their upcoming third-person shooter, Deadlock. We want to show these other communities that Valve might eventually stop caring about their game and they'll be overrun with cheaters too. Creating instability now is perfect to show the consequences of Valve's actions. TF2 is like the first of the 3 spirits visiting Valve and making them change their ways before they experience greater consequences. The common trope you see in response to boycotts is, what if Valve shuts TF2 down? That'd be terrible. But it's not really a big threat. Because shutting down TF2 would be a big PR disaster for Valve, and it would show great instability in their company, which definitely would be crushing to their other communities and cause big consequences for them. There's really no harm in trying to boycott TF2, a big theme of the Fix TF2 movement, that it's better to do something than nothing, and Wheezy TF2 himself said,
"But I think you need more than one carrot."
As if to say, taking multiple routes will increase the chance of success in the protest. And even if we don't stop playing MVM, that's still $12 million, and quitting gambling's probably a good thing. So how should we go about the boycott? The most important thing is staying unified with the rest of the community. The other divisions of Fix TF2 are aiming for the same goal as us. We shouldn't have any infighting, and if someone doesn't want to boycott the game, just respect that. Engage with the other parts of Fix TF2, sign the petition and spread awareness as well. To boycott the game, avoid the things that do support Valve. So don't buy anything from the Manco store, don't buy anything from the Steam Community Market because they get a cut from that. Don't worry about a wider undirected Valve or Steam boycott. It's really about the message of TF2 needing fixed than just taking money from Valve. We're not really going to make them lose very much money in the grand scheme of things. Then they won't notice a change in the revenue of CSGO keys or something. Thank you all for watching this video. If you have any questions or arguments, just leave a comment, I'll try and address them. Now get to boycotting.